Hey everyone, the theme for this week is fantasy cars, and I'll explain that in a little bit. Both these cars don't quite exist. First up, this is the Ferrari from Miami Vice. You'd say, well, why is that a fantasy car? Well, first of all, that's a fictional TV show. Second of all, the car in the TV show was actually a fake. It was a rebodied Corvette. So it was basically a glorified kit car, and that's actually true of the same situation with Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That Ferrari, that was not really a Ferrari, hence them destroying it and not a multi-million-dollar Ferrari. So this is a model of a car that wasn't really a Ferrari, but this is a proper Ferrari with the Barani wire wheels from the TV show. And again, a giveaway that's from the TV show is the license plate. That is the same license plate from Miami Vice. This is by KK scale. If you remember, maybe a month or so ago, I reviewed the same KK scale Miami Vice Testarossa. I'd say this is pretty well done. You do have carpeting in the interior. Detail's pretty good overall. This is not an expensive model. Retail is probably $89-$99. I paid $65 from one of the German sites, which at that price I'm not mad at it. They say it's one of, I think, 750 cars. Pretty decent underbody chassis detailing overall for a sealed car. This is sealed diecast. Well, is it diecast? I think it's sealed diecast. Pardon my fingerprints. But pretty good overall. Remember, it's a bit sneaky calling this a Miami Vice car. There's no giveaway on the packaging. They don't have to pay any licensing fees. No reference to Miami Vice anywhere here. It's just marked as a 1969 Ferrari 365 GTS 4. That's it. So you just have to kind of know a little bit of backstory and recognize that license plate. Recognize those wire wheels, and there you go, it's Miami Vice. Next up, speaking of fantasy, is a classic GM concept car, the Firebird 1. Harley Earl, the head of design at GM, was kind of fascinated with jet engines and jet planes and anything that flew, hence he wound up with tail fins like on the 59 Cadillac. So this was the first of 3 different Firebird named concept cars. There's Firebird 1, 2, and 3. This was the first. And this is obviously pretty neat, but this is, full-fledged fantasy, except back then Harley Earl's concept cars, a lot of times they drove, and he would actually drive them to the GM Tech Center in Warren, which is pretty cool because that's where I work. This is by TSM model. I mean, this is as static gets. It does not steer. There's very limited, detail to really make out. It's very hard to really get up in there. It's well executed, don't get me wrong. There's some actual metal in the, I don't know what you call it, the afterburner. And the turbine itself. There's some metal detailing, which is pretty neat. You can tell how much I know about planes. Again, pretty good overall. It's not numbered. Supposedly limited edition. This retails for a lot. This retails for about $200, but they're basically giving it away on some of the German sites for about $60 US. It's the enclosed packaging. And what's neat when you flip it over, it's licensed by GM Design. Like I said, that's literally who I work for. So I don't know. I found that kind of cool. I try and have all the GM concept cars I can get. Both neat pieces. Like I said, both fantasy. don't quite exist in the real world, except that was a running and driving concept car. So that's it for this week. I'm making some big moves behind the scenes of acquiring some pretty interesting cars in bulk. So lots of good content coming your way. Everyone, please like and subscribe. Have a good one.